I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you an overview and review of Cat in the Box. It's ages 14 up, 3 to 5 players with special rules for 2, and it takes 30 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to get the most points. You get points during rounds of play, play number of rounds depending on how many players you have. In this game, there are 4 players, so there would be 4 rounds of play, and then you would tally up your score. There are different setups depending on how many players you have, so this board might look a little different. The numbers of the cards you have in play might be a little different. Even this card, which is where you do your initial bid, this is the 4 to 5 player side of the card. There's a 2 to 3 player side of the card that has different numbers on it. So that matters quite a bit. To set up for a 4-player game, you take out all of the 9s, and on the board you put these little black cat tokens over the 9s, so you know nobody can play in those spots. And you deal out all the remaining cards to the 4 players. It deals out evenly. No one would get to see these hands. These would be held up. No one would be able to see. That is important. The person who most recently saw or pet a cat gets to go first, so that always ends up being me. And to start out, you get to discard one of your cards. If you look around here and do some quick card counting, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 8s. There's 5 of each number, but there's only 4 spots on this board. And that's key because for every card you play, there has to be a spot on the board for them. So each player gets to discard 1 card. And when I do this, I generally try to have it be a card that's kind of not grouped with the other one. So this 8, there was no 7 in this hand, so I've gotten rid of the 8. This player, I'm just going to go ahead and pick cards from other players. This person has 3 3s. They might think that's kind of hard to play all of those. So nobody sees what you're discarding. It's a secret. And then after that, you have to bid. So you look at your hand and you're trying to decide how many tricks you're going to take. And I know the big thing about this game is you look at this, and these are all black cards, and there's different colors out here because this is based off of the concept of Schrodinger's cat, where it's a physics concept where the cat is alive and dead at the same time. And these cards are all of these different suits at the same time until you declare them otherwise. So this person will just go ahead and have them, we'll say they bid 2. This person has a lot of 8s. We'll say they bid 3. This person is going to do 2. That's a lot. And we'll have this person bid 1. It doesn't have to add up evenly to how many tricks you're going to take. You're going to play until everybody plays until they have 1 card left into your hand, or until a paradox occurs, which is when you are unable to play a card out on the board. You also start with 4 tokens over the X's on your little bidding board to start out. And then, so the crux of the game, how this works is I get to go first. Nobody's seeing my hand. I'm picking a card to play out. And we'll say I put this out and I say this is 5 blue. Then I mark that spot, and no one else can have a card that is 5 blue for the rest of the game. That's gone. This person gets to go. They want to take some tricks. So they're going to say, okay, mine is 8 blue. And they get to place theirs right here. The next person gets to go. They also have an 8. They can't have theirs be an 8 blue. That's already taken. They could choose to have it be a different color. They could say, oh, I want this to be 7 green. But you definitely wouldn't want to do that in one of these games, because then in order to do that, you've declared yourself void of blue, and they could never play a blue card for the rest of the game. You remove the X from here, and the blue is gone for them. So there are a lot of different blue spots available to be filled, so it makes it harder for them to be able to take tricks, or even just be able to play cards. So they are much more likely to have a paradox. This person is less silly. They're going to play 7 blue. And then you look, and whoever has the highest card in that suit wins the trick. And so this player played, it's very easy to keep track of, this is the 8 blue. So they take this trick, you just put it face down in front of you and make it so you can tell, it's easy to count the different tricks, and then they get to lead the next hand. It's by color, except red is trump. So they cannot lead trump now. It has to be broken. So we'll go ahead and have them play, let's do another 8, because it matters. They're gonna play an 8 yellow. And the reason why is because where you place these tokens matters, because at the end of the round, if they've made their bid here, then they get a bonus for any of these that are connected. So if they were able to connect like this by the end and they make their bid, they'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra points if those were all grouped together. It doesn't count if it's diagonal, it has to be directly adjacent. So that's really helpful. So as you're trying to make bids, you're also trying to group your tokens out here so they're next to each other. This person can play yellow, or this person just doesn't care about following suit. They're a renegade. They can choose to play a 1, and they're saying, aha, I'm not playing yellow either. I'm not setting them up for success. And they're playing a 1 red. So they have broken trump. Everybody can play, you can lead trump in the future because they have broken trump. And we keep on playing through. This person, it was yellow that was led first, so we'll go ahead and have them play a yellow 7, and then this person's going to go ahead and play, let's see what you have, 6, no, a 5, because it's nice, it's next to them. A 5 yellow, and the 1 wins it because trump wins. So this is against all non-trump, the trump wins. So this person would take that trick, and then they get to play another trick. So play another card out to start another round. So what happens is you keep on playing until everybody keeps on taking tricks and playing out their tokens here until there's only 1 card left in their hand, or until there's a paradox. And I'll show you what that looks like. Here we are at paradox time. This player just collected another trick with a red 4. And now it's their turn to lead again. And they are void in both of these 2 suits. And they can't play a 3 or a 2 in their suits that they're able to play in green or red. So they would have to show their hand and say, a paradox has occurred, I cannot play. And even though they're supposed to be able to, this should be the last trick of this round because there's 2 cards left and you play until you have 1 card left in your hand. Play is over. Nobody has a chance to, even if it's halfway through a trick, nobody collects it. You count up what you have in your hand. If you cause a paradox, it doesn't matter if they had gotten the correct number of tricks but then caused a paradox. You don't get any bonus points. You don't get points for the number of tricks you take. Instead, you get negative points. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tricks. Negative 5 points would be their score this turn. This person didn't collect any tricks, so they would get 0 points. Same thing for this person, 0 points. This person collected 2 tricks, so they'd get 2 points. If they'd collected a third, then they would have gotten the bonus points for the tokens out in the game as well. So after that, you just shuffle up, clear the board, everybody gets their tokens back, and you're ready to start another round and keep on going till you've had 4 rounds for a 4-player game. So that's how to play Cat in the Box. The target demographic for this game is card game fans, especially if you love trick-taking games. This is gonna be right up your alley. The rule complexity is medium your first time through, just because this is a bit of a unique concept, especially with the cards and not having a suit on the card. That takes people a minute, and the game setup and what you're going for. But it's the type of game that everything works together so well that once you've played through once, it seems like it's pretty intuitive and you have it all down. It's just that first playthrough. that takes a minute sometimes. How competitive is this game? Hi, it is highly competitive. You're just kind of sweating it out, trying to make the number of tricks that you bid each time, and you really have to watch where you're placing your tokens on the board and trying to get a nice run there, but also blocking other people if they're getting a really long run of tokens together. So it's pretty simple what you're doing, but I feel like I just have lots of really good decisions, and what I do definitely impacts everybody else, but it also doesn't feel mean-spirited what I do. It's just what makes the most sense logically for me. Oh, of course you would block me there. That's what you would want to do if I have a long run going on. So it seems like people get excited, they're competitive about how they play, but nobody really ends around with hurt feelings because it's just logically the best thing to do is what people are doing. Their replay value is high. If you like this type of game, you're going to want to play this a lot. This isn't one that, oh, okay, novelty factor, I played it 3 times and I'm done. This is one that you have it in your collection and you just are probably going to want to play it on repeat if it's your type of game. Similar games, if you like this one, Scout is newer and very popular, and it's a ladder climbing game. It feels a lot like a trick-taking game. And there's 2-sided cards. You get to orient your hand one way or another, and you are trying to put together big sets and take cards, and it has a very similar feel to this. And then also Diamonds has been out for a few years, but it's a fabulous trick-taking game, and if you liked hearts and you like spades, then clearly you need to move on to try Diamonds as well. But I am such a big fan of Cat in the Box, so you should check it out. Thanks, and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.